Disclaimer, this video is made for fun. Everything in this video is based on pure speculation, and none of this information is confirmed. So don't take it too serious. So now, let's move on to the discussion. Factory Harbingers, one of the most loved villain group in game, which is 180 degrees of the bandits that you actually beat up to death just for a single coin. Not only the developer make them as a party of strong people, they also know their audience.
Fuck you!
But apart from all those things, this group holds an interesting aspect in Genshin's lore. There's a lot of questions regarding this mysterious group, like is PYRO included in the Harbingers ranking, or who's the 10th seed of Factory Harbingers? And one of the most interesting things that related to Factory Harbingers is this chick with wings on her head, Columbina. In the last video, we talked about how Columbina's design have a lot of similarities to an angel, but she is not an angel. Then what is she?
Let me explain.
Let's start from the beginning. In every new region, we always encounter a new Harbingers. In the early version of Genshin, we met 3 of them in an instant, which is Signora, Child, and Scaramouche. And if you realize, the Harbingers that we've encountered in each region have a long history with that nation, except for Child. Signora, also known as
Rosalind Kruska Lohifalter,
was a maiden that lived in Mondstadt roughly 500 years ago. Kabukimono is a puppet that originated from Inazuma, as his mommy is rated 8. Dottore is a former resident of Sumeru but banished because he experimenting the resident of Sumeru. And Arlecchino also claimed that she is Fontaine's native. And based on Neuville's info in Fontaine Arcane Quest, Capitano might be the next Harbingers we will see in the PYRO land. So there's a possibility that Capitano will also be a native or have a long history with that region, no? Well, he might be, but he might also not be the Harbingers that we will fight in Natlan. Or simply, he will not deeply involved with Natlan's story itself. How though? Well, if you take a look at Factory Harbingers logo, here we got to see the icons for each Harbingers. But if you realize, from down here, if you do a counterclockwise rotation, we got this order, which is surprisingly so far if it the order of main Harbingers domain release in each region. Firstly, we have Child in Liyue, and then we have Signora in Inazuma, then we have Scaramouche in Sumeru, and if it's continue like this in Fontaine, I don't know, maybe we will get Harbingers domain too. And if it's right, maybe we will have Arlecchino, I don't know. And if Fontaine will indeed have Arlecchino's domain in Natlan instead of Capitano, who knows, we might get to see the owner of this icon, which is speculated to be the 3rd seed, Columbina. And this speculation also kinda aligned with Neuville's info where he said,
Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons. The dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
You must be thinking, what does a dragon have to do with Columbina? Well, it's only speculation, but instead of programmed as an angel's counterpart in Genshin, what if there's a slightest possibility that Columbina is actually a dragon? As is stated by Neuville,
the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution.
But to begin with, dragons in Genshin is described as creature of the light realm and enormous and powerful creature that inhabit both land and sea of Teyvat. While Bishop also described as a species of dragon-like creatures that will evolve into true dragon. And it's also said the new 7 sovereign can be born from each Bishop species if they remain elementally pure. And what's unique, from Angel's line, we learned that Bishop can evolve into a creature called Bishop People, which will be indistinguishable from human, except from their pupils. Unlike Neuville that has this dragon or reptile like pupils to begin with, in a lot of different sources like fan art or the official trailer Winter Night Lazo, we never really see Columbina opening her eyes, which make it harder to prove whether she's a dragon or not. But I got some detail that might be able to point that she's actually related to a dragon. first one is from her design. I think most of us would agree that Columbina's design is indeed inspired from Seraph, the angel that commonly known has 6 wings and fly around the throne of God. Sometimes Seraph also pictured covering its eye with its wings, while in Columbina's case, she had these cloth-like things to cover her eyes and 6 wings behind her head. But here's the interesting fact. In Hebrew-Egyptian origins, the word Seraph means burning, which often used in Hebrew Bible as a noun to denote serpent. And later, in the book of Isaiah, the singular word for seraphim, which is seraph, is used to describe a fiery flying serpent, or simply flying dragon. And in the book of Enoch, which is an ancient Hebrew apocalyptic religious text, mention an entity called, which is derived from Gies, an ancient Ethiopian language. In some non-biblical sources, sometimes this name or term is used to call the seraph, where this word itself literally means serpent or dragon. And from the voice line that we got so far that talk about her, Skara simply told us to stay away if we see her in the future, while in Child's voice line, he clearly said that he would challenge every Harbingers that ranked above him. But when it comes to Columbina, it might be a different story, which is kind of implied that Columbina is someone that only looked innocent, but she's actually so powerful. It might not be related, but Child is the battle freak. And so far, we only see him lose to Neuvillette, which smashed him with one single move. So Columbina that can make him feel that way might be as strong as Neuvillette before he regained his authority back. And also, just like what I said in the previous video, and we all already know about this, Nahida said the top 3 of Factory Harbingers possess a power comparable to gods. While we don't really know which gods she compared the Harbingers to, but as a god of wisdom, Nahida's statement might not be an exaggeration, as God is also considered as powerful entity even in Genshin Impact world. So the TLDR for this speculation, in Natlan we will deal with Columbina instead of Capitano, and this logo might indicate the future Harbinger release. And as Natlan is a nation of dragon, if Columbina originally came from Natlan, she might be a dragon that evolved throughout the time, as she is claimed to be so powerful, and from her design that take a lot of inspiration from Seraph, which sometimes called as fiery flying dragons in some different sources. And once again, all of this is just a speculation. But still, do you think there's a possibility that Columbina is a dragon? Let us know in the comment section. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.